As shown in the previous video, you just open it right up and it takes about 30 seconds for the V-scan to start scanning. We showed the probe. We have our linear on one side and the sector on the other. Now let's take a look through the menus and show what each means. Up here is your battery indicator and how much battery is remaining. You have your thermal indices here. This here shows that you have your memory card inserted. Next here is the patient name, the patient number. When you boot up the system, it automatically creates a patient, and these patients don't have names, they just have numbers. You have your date and time all the way over here. Down along the side we have your depth scale, and you have your preset. This is this red icon right here, which also shows as the orientation for the probe marker. And you'll see that I have the linear probe active because it has a green dot here. If I switch over to the other probe, the green dot will appear right up top here. Right here is the orientation, and it's also telling me which scanning mode I'm in. So when I'm ready to select a program for what I'm scanning, I'm going to press this menu button. And it'll go to my presets there, and I just click this center button, which is a select. And then I can choose from there the deep tissue probe, which will switch me over to the sector probe, and select, let's say I'm just going to select the cardiac image. Go ahead and click that, and I have the green light showing that the other probe is using. So now my indication marker is now on the right side, and it shows that I am doing a heart, and that's that little heart icon right there. So I'm going to hit select to freeze. Okay, so let's go through all these menus. Okay, so to scan, you basically, this center button will go from active to freeze. So when you want to freeze an image, you just press that select button, and then you have this little cine loop. And you can scroll through that loop by spinning, just like the old school iPods, where you can just scroll back and you'll see this little indicator showing that I am going back in time, and I can scroll back through there. Let's go through that menu screen right now. And on this menu I have my configuration, which will show in a later movie. Gallery will also show that later. Presets we just showed, and then you have your measurements, and this is just basically distance measurements that you can do. And they don't necessarily go to a report or anything of that sort. But that's where you're going to take your measurements. And if you want to select a new exam, you select new exam, and the patient ID will go up by one, and you're ready to go. It says new exam created, and I've got number 13. So, but scrolling through this menu, I'm just using the left and right keys. Then I click the center for select, and I can choose menus from within there and choose my presets or whatever I want in that menu. Hit select. I'm going back to vascular. I'm going back to the linear probe. And I'm ready to get back into scanning. These controls here, you know, we already went over how you can scroll through, but you have your up, down, left, and right arrows, and these do a number of things. One, they'll move a color box when you get into color. They'll steer the angle of the box. You can move your caliper once you do a distance measurement, and navigate through the different menus and options. When you rotate, when you scan, this now works as your gain control. So as I turn that up, you can see that the gain is increasing throughout the image. And I scroll back, and the gain decreases. When we want to go into color mode, I'm going to press here, and we'll get our color box showing up. And then, as mentioned, you can use these to steer your color box left and right. I'm going to freeze that. Now if I want to save the image, I simply just click this save button here, and it'll say image stored. But if I want to go ahead and store a cine loop, I can unfreeze, hitting select, and to store a loop, I'm going to go ahead and hit that button while it's live, and it's going to say storing video, please wait. And so now I've got a little movie on there for whatever I was recording live. You can also do that by pressing play, using this left, right arrows. I'm going to freeze, and if I want to play that loop, it's going to automatically play right through there. And then I can hit save to store the video. So there's two ways to store a loop, one on the frozen image, one on the live image. If you just want to save a single image, I'm just going to stop. I'm pressing back to go to there, hit freeze. Okay. To exit color mode, Just going to press that color button again, and I'm ready to go.